So I am out here in one of our gardens, and I saw this method on MIgardener, and so I'm super antsy to try it. Our ground temperature has been going up. We've had some warmer days, and then Idaho threw us a giant curveball last night and gave us another round of snow. So there is a method that you can do that I'm going to show you guys, and I just have to try it. I don't know if it's gonna work. I don't know if it's gonna be warm enough, but supposedly it does work, and the seeds germinate when they see fit. So we're gonna give this a go. So last fall, in this spot, we covered this area with a tarp just out of curiosity to see what would happen with the soil, if this stuff would break down better, if the soil temperature would get hotter. And one thing I did notice yesterday, we had a pretty warm day, and I was digging around in here, and a lot of the other spots in my garden you can't even dig through, and this you can like completely dig down. You definitely reach a layer that turns to kind of icy ground, but this top layer is like workable, so I'm pretty stoked about that. So this is where I'm going to plant a few different things, and we'll go from there. So this method that I'm going to try is you put a little bit of like garden soil down, and then you take bins like these and you put it over your spots, and these are only for like cold hardy plants, so like kale. I brought out carrots and radishes and some rutabagas and spinach. So I'm gonna try this and see what works. Okay, so we have our garden soil down, and we kind of measured out a little spot, and then now we're just gonna plant. This isn't like a huge space. They're little. I don't know what the measurement is on them.
I didn't see what's gonna work. This is just a 56 quart, 23 inches in length and 16 wide.
They're not huge, but enough to maybe get some things going and see if this method works. So, gotta try. We gotta get our hands dirty this time of year, however we can. The next day, my battery ended up dying, and so I wasn't able to finish the video yesterday. So this is what it looks like. We ended up putting the bins down over that soil, and I just put some wood over them just to hold them down. We do get some pretty high wind here in Idaho. So this should hold them in place. And one thing I want to show you guys that is super exciting. Today the sun came out and it feels a lot warmer than it did yesterday. So check this out. I don't know if you guys can see this, but you see how dewy it is on the inside here? That is an awesome sign. So that is a sign that the bins are doing what they should be doing and they are generating their own heat. So I'm going to be really excited. I'm going to keep checking these. It'll probably take them about a week if they do end up germinating. Hopefully our forecast is looking pretty warm, so if the conditions are right, they should germinate. If not, it might just take a little bit longer since our season is not up and going yet. We still get very low lows this time of year and a lot of teasers, so it'll be like warm one day and then snowy the next. So in these two, we ended up planting kale and spinach in the furthest one with some carrots. I found these super cool compact carrots and they like grow and you can harvest them. They're kind of just like the size of a radish. So you can harvest them in like 45 days. So I decided to just put those in between the kale and the spinach. And then in this front one, we did rutabaga and radish. Then a little bit further down here in the garden, I heavily sowed a bunch of lettuce seeds. It was just a mix, so there's like 4 different kinds of lettuce, and those we're hoping to use as just like baby greens. So I thought that would be kind of an interesting experiment to sow one further down here in the garden that the bed was not covered with that plastic tarp, so it's definitely not as warm of soil and as easily workable as the one further down in the garden where we sowed the kale and some of those other plants. So this is going to be just kind of a fun experiment and see what happens. So we will show y'all the progress on these as they start germinating, if they do end up germinating. Thanks for joining us from our homestead to yours. Bye guys.